A new year means new laws will go into effect here in Colorado.
Starting January 1st, the state licensing board will allow for the creation of marijuana hospitality establishments. There's also a new law to increase the fee you pay to dispose of those old tires.
Denver 7's Megan Lopez shows us 7 other new rules you need to be aware of.
To say this past legislative session was a busy one would be an understatement. Governor Jared Polis signed a total of 495 bills into law. 95% of them were bipartisan. Now, some of them are going to kick in during the new year, so here's a look at a few of them. First up, easily one of the most controversial bills last session, the Extreme Risk Protection Order, otherwise known as the Red Flag Law. Now, it allows a judge to order the temporary confiscation of someone's guns if they're deemed to pose a risk to themselves or to others.
Which will save lives. It's a critical tool for families, for judges, for law enforcement to help reduce gun violence.
But there's still a lot for cities and counties to figure out on how to apply it. Some have vowed not to. Next up, local minimum wage. A new law allows cities and counties to set their own minimum wage standards. Denver is already looking at raising minimum wage to $15 per hour.
And helping our city remain affordable for everyone.
But some small businesses are warning about possible repercussions.
Frankly, that cost is passed on to the consumer.
And speaking of money, let's talk about surprise medical bills. Starting January 1st, healthcare providers will have to be more transparent about out-of-network healthcare costs so that patients aren't stuck with an expensive bill that they just weren't expecting. And that is not the only change that's going to be happening to healthcare. The next law caps the monthly cost of insulin to $100 for patients who are insured, no matter how much insulin they actually require, helping people like Gail DeVore afford their medications.
To stay alive, I have to take insulin. I was forced to spend $346.99 to buy one bottle of this insulin.
Colorado is the first state in the country to enact a law like this. Now, next up, a new law that makes it easier for transgender people to change their birth certificates. But it's not just changing their birth certificate, they actually get a new one so that they aren't outed. It's also known as Jude's Law for the teen who spent years trying to make this a reality.
When I walk into the doctor's office and, can get called by the right name and the right gender that actually matches who I really am. So that'll definitely help me.
Finally, 2 new regulations. The first is new vaping regulations that come in the wake of those vaping-related illnesses that we've seen recently. Companies will no longer be able to put vitamin C acetate, polyethylene glycol, or medium-chain triglycerides in marijuana vaping products. Now, some of those ingredients are believed to contribute to those vaping-related illnesses that have swept across the country. And for all of you outdoor lovers, Colorado state parks are moving to a camping reservation system. So before you set up your tent, from now on, you need to book a campsite. All of those go into effect on January 1st. For a few more new laws that are kicking in the new year, go to thedenverchannel.com and click on this story. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.